What's up, Ramley? You are now in the kitchen with Chef Nixon for your latest and greatest about VCU men's basketball. So, we had a game this past Saturday, VCU versus Chattanooga. What happened? What happened? This was I didn't really know too much about Chattanooga coming into the game. Uh, However, as I watched the game progress, I knew that they were better than advertised. Um, they have a big guy um, for Chattanooga who was a issue as far as like just getting in there, making it difficult to get clean rebounds. Um, heavy load. What's my guy's name? DeSosa. 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 He had 15 points and 10 rebounds. And 10 rebounds is what he collected. But as far as like keeping balls alive or tipping them or just making it difficult for our guys to get a clean rebound, he did a really good job of that throughout the game. Um, and was it Malachi Smith? Um, Beginning in the first half, I had no clue who he was, but I wrote down in my notes, oh, Smith is kind of tough. And I had a conversation with one of the kids I was working with, um, and just talking about confidence. And sometimes you don't have to be the most confident person outside the lines, um, or show your confidence outside the lines. But you can always tell if a player has confidence by how he takes the shot, right? There's some guys who shoot a shot and they just don't look as comfortable, make or miss. But then there's guys who can come down, even miss three in a row, but you can see how they're shooting them, that, oh, he's the guy. And I immediately saw that with Malachi Smith, and I knew he was going to be an issue down the stretch, and we're gonna get to that. Um, what about our guys? Again, we start out with our offensive struggles, and I sat back and I was like, I can't just keep saying offensive struggles. What is the issue? What is causing these offensive struggles? I know we have guys that are capable, or do we have guys that are capable? Do we have guys that can get their own shot? Maybe, maybe not. I don't know. But as the game progressed, I think I got it. And it's been right there in front of me, and I've been saying it to people like, oh, you just got to be patient because everybody has new roles. And I really think that attributes to our offensive struggles. Like, with the guys we have, we shouldn't be struggling as much as we are from the offensive end. There's no way. But when some of our freshmen are most aggressive on the offensive end, it's going to, not saying that's a bad thing, it's a really good thing, but the sophomores and juniors have to be willing to be as aggressive, which I know half our sophomores and juniors are hurt. So it's really freshmen trying to learn, but also have to be aggressive to score the ball. And that's just not usually, and it's not usually how things go down and how things work within a program. And it wasn't expected when they were recruited that was going to be their role. So that's a whole mindset change that some of our guys are going through right now. Because sometimes, like when we play, I feel like, man, are we being too passive on the offensive end? Like sometimes we swing the ball around the perimeter and we get our we get our offense going, trying to get downhill, but it's like nobody's really trying to get downhill. Maybe Curry. Curry tries to get downhill a lot, but outside of that, it's like few and far between. I really wonder if it's just the offensive struggles, or if it's really offensive struggles, just people having roles or having to step up, and they're just not comfortable doing that yet. But I want to say this. I challenge Vince to be a leader of the team, work on his energy. Now I'm not sure if he's listening or if the word got back to him or whatnot. But however, these last few games, he's really gotten better. And I know he's fighting, because sometimes I still see it where he wants to be upset, right? He wants to show it, but it looks like he's making a conscious effort to mind his attitude and truly be a leader. And down the stretch in this game, he really showed up, taking the big shots, being the guy to put his head down, and that's how he's going to have to be. I'm not going to hold you. He's going to have to be the guy who puts his head down and try to get a bucket at the end of the game. He's the veteran of the team. He's the best all-around player that we have, and he has the most experience. So, I really appreciate Vince's growth in that department, and hopefully it continues, and he continues to blossom as not only a good player but a good leader. And I think he's on the right track for that now. And maybe it was just the roles. I can't get away from it. Maybe it was just the roles that he has to play now that he wasn't assuming or used to playing, and it's just an adjustment. Also, our defense. The final score of this game was 56-54, right? And that's defensively holding a team to 56 points. It's pretty good. That's pretty good. Like I said, their big man had 15 points. Malachi Smith had 20. John Baptiste had 12. Other than that, nobody else really contributed like that. You know what I mean? And these guys are older. I had a conversation with one of the coaches, and he pointed something out. You know, with COVID and what it did for the college athlete gaining an extra year. When you look at some of these teams we're playing teams that are a lot older. Like some dudes are 23. You know what I'm saying? Even we have it, right? We have one guy that's a little older than everybody else. But sometimes it's multiple guys who have tons of experience, tons of minutes under their belt, and they're playing maybe their fifth or sixth year, just because COVID, the job opportunities overseas aren't open like that. There's really no place for them to go, so they might as well stay and try to boost their stock. And it comes evident because it's like, even if you look at my team back in 2011, we had 4 seniors, but basically 5 because Brad was a junior, but he played a ton of minutes, right? He played the minutes of a senior. So it's going to be hard to beat teams like that at this stage for us because we're still so young and we're still learning so much. But with that, our defense always allows us to stay in games. But if there's one thing I have to say about our defense that could improve, it would just be our rebounding out of it. Because we strap up. We can test all shots. We can test at the rim. However, our Achilles heel right now on the defensive end is just securing the board. And that is one of the most important things of defense, right? Like you can do all those other things, but if we can't get the rebound, then the possession doesn't change. And once the team gets an offensive rebound, their chances of scoring doubles. So we have to figure out what it is we're not doing, or not doing well enough to secure more boards and really close up and finish our defense and finish the play. So on the offensive end for us, we had Vince score 21 points, 6 rebounds. We had Keyshawn Curry contribute 9. Now Keyshawn had 9 points and 0 assists and 0 rebounds. I would like for that to increase. He's too athletic to only impact the game on the offensive end. And granted, he plays great defense, but only impact the game by scoring. He's one of the guys that is so aggressive getting into the paint that he can draw a lot of attention. So he should be able to get some more assists and get more of his teammates involved. And what I would say is our big men. Let's see. Stocker had 2 points. Mikael Brown-Jones had 2 points. Deloach had 3 points. Hassan had 3 points. Right? That's 5. That's 8. 10 points out of our bigs. Right? Deloach is still young. Mikael Brown is young. Stocker's older. Hassan has had some playmaking, so he's a little bit older. However, we need more production out of them. So Deloach, Mikael Brown-Jones, and Hassan are not necessarily back to the basket, go get a bucket type guys, but they need to be put in the right positions to score. And I just think that Keyshawn Curry, with his athleticism and his ability to get in the paint, could get in there, at least give us like 3 to 4 assists a game and really drop off to some of these big guys and get them more active on the offensive end. Because moving forward, we're going to need it, right? We're not the best perimeter shooting team. So we're going to need our bigs to contribute a lot. And I also seen there's a lot of times where Stocker was down there battling with DeSouza, and he's trying to get position because he sees that DeSouza is going at him on the defensive end, so he wanted to return the favor. But one of the issues is we are struggling to get the ball or enter the ball into the post, and that's just young guys, just not being as confident as they should with making that pass. And that's going to have to change if we want to have success, because this is not a team where we have one dominant player that can just carry the whole load. We need everybody to contribute, and that's including our bigs. So we have to put our bigs in the right position so that they can. But with that, Deloach, whenever he loses his Bambi legs, right, and just works on his skill. And what I mean by Bambi legs is he's just young, you know. He's out there, he's giving it his all. But once he gets comfortable and gets to a point where his footwork is better, get to a point where he's more comfortable making offensive moves, he's gonna be really good. He's gonna be really good because right now he just looks raw out there and he's still making plays. So I could just imagine once he gets his his real college legs under him, what he's gonna be like. And I hope he's a hard worker. I hope he has a great work ethic because he has the talent to be somebody like a Javonte Reddick. So hopefully we'll get to see that and see him blossom into that, if not better, right? So one guy I had to give a shout out to is Nick Kern. Wow. Let's give him some flowers. Not to boost his head up, make him have a big ego and take away from what he does on the court, but just to show appreciation to a guy who doesn't have it all figured out, but is out there giving it his all. And when you see him on the court, you don't have to question whether he's into the game. You don't have to question whether he's working his tail off. You don't have to question is he locked in. Those things with Nick Curran, you don't have to guess, right? Because you see it within his play. And I just want to encourage him to continue to do that. And for all the young guys who may have run across this video, really look at Nick Curran and what he's doing to contribute to the game, to get minutes as a freshman. He's not out there scoring a bunch of points, but he's taking advantage of the opportunity that he gets. He's not out there missing assignments. He's locked in on defense. Even if you look at the end of the game, right? My wife made a comment to me, like, they ran a perfect play. They really did a great job. Chattanooga did on the last play of executing, leaving us no time to score, really. That was a very, very well executed game plan and play, right? But if you look at the contest, I would have jumped, but even with that, that was great defense by Nick Curran, right? In future reference, I would say once the man, whoever the man is, gives the ball up, you have to make him catch the ball out there by half court if he's going to get it. You can't allow them to. Once he gives it up, you got to deny that. Don't let him get the ball back. And if he does get it back, you have to get him so far out that he has to catch so far out that it's not going to be as easy for him to get into his move and get into a shot. But other than that, that was great defense. Great defense. And two more things before I let you guys go. Jalen Nunn, freshman point guard. I think it's time for him to be more aggressive to look to score. I've watched his high school film. I've heard about his work ethic. I see the progression in his game. It is time for him to be more aggressive on the offensive end, in my opinion, and look to score. Because he's one of the guys that has shown the ability to do that. He has a nice jumper, and if you look at his high school film, he has, I never seen so many middies from a high school player. He has a lot of mid-range game. And coming off those screens and getting right to the free throw line and pulling up and getting to the lane and floaters, that's his game. And he can get there consistently. So I think that he needs to be more aggressive looking for those shots. And that's what I was talking about earlier. It's like, as a freshman, I can imagine being in his shoes where he's like, okay, I can do this, but I ain't trying to step on no toes. Or I don't know if coach wants me to do that. I don't want to make a mistake. I don't want to continue to miss shots. I don't want to miss shots. There's so many things he's probably thinking. But at the end of the day, outside of Vince, he's looking like he's our second option right now on the perimeter. Don't get me wrong. I think Keyshawn Curry can score the ball, but within the offense and how it's set up, I think that Jay Nunn has the ball in his hands so much that it would benefit us for him to be a little bit more aggressive on the offensive end. And we'll see. Maybe the coaches are already talking about that. Maybe he's starting to figure it out and see what he can do. I'm not really sure. But just from my point of view, it looks as if we need him to be a little bit more aggressive on the offensive end to score the ball and help Vince out, right? But in closing, what I will say, this team, this season, is going to be one of the most exciting seasons that we've had in a very long time. And that may catch a lot of people off guard, right? Like, how do you feel that way? And the reason I feel that way is because every game is going to be close. Until we get our offense into a place where we can really score the ball, every game is going to be close. every game may come down to the wire. Well, not every game, but a lot of games are going to come to the wire, which means there's going to be a lot of super high moments. And there's going to be a lot of super low moments if we lose, right? Because there's going to be so many back and forth games, low scoring games, but so competitive, right? So my advice to all you VCU fans is stay engaged, stay encouraged, rally behind these guys, and put your seatbelt on. It's going to be a wild ride. It's going to be a very wild ride. So let's be real fans. All right. So till next time. Peace.